things, have a look at your life and the corollaries with our topics tonight and in the Caribbean. So we appreciate that. Our next speaker comes to us from Spain. I'll introduce her, and then she is going to show us first a little video. And would you be comfortable speaking from the... That's great. Thank you very much. Ms. Lucia Peña comes to us from Spain. She graduated in law and political science at the Autonomous University of Madrid with a master's in diplomacy and international civil service in the Center of International Studies in Barcelona. She has collaborated with Professional for Ethics since 2014 and participated in her special platform of Women of the World platforms in 2015. Ms. Peña does research on women issues in the context of the European Union. So that brings us kind of a little all-around regional look at things. And this is her third time at CSW. I believe Ms. Peña will begin with a short video. Let's go.
Maternity is being discriminated against in the Western world. The incorporation of women in the workplace has severely ignored their feminine identity and has neglected the different stages motherhood defines in their career. That's why we need a socio-economic change that includes a real and positive work-family balance, the legal and cultural recognition of exclusive dedication to the family, the denunciation of any discriminatory gesture towards women and towards maternity, the elimination of social and ideological policies as well as of educational programs that do not respect the feminine identity and motherhood. Manifesto for a social and productive change in terms of women, looking directly into the working world from a woman's perspective.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me, and thanks for everyone to listen up to this manifesto. The manifesto was released this past March 8th, the International Women's Day, and it has yet 54 entities, 31 social leaders, and 12 politicians who expressly support it. I also encourage you to sign it online. It was inspired by a working document that has 10 political proposals which can be downloaded from our website. But Women of the World was not always a platform. It started as a general statement that has been subscribed by 147 NGOs from 50 different countries and signed by over 17,000 women from 72 countries. It has also been translated into 11 languages. Rapidly, it has turned into an international umbrella organization formed by a growing number of entities from around the world working together to defend women's identity as well as the human, social, and labor value of motherhood. This initiative was launched in 2015 by Profesionales por la Ética Spain in coalition with Woman Attitude Belgium and Femina Europa from France. Through this statement, which is now our charter of principles, to become a platform's partner, you are also invited. The statement is the following. We, the women of the world, proclaim that men and women must rediscover and affirm their complementary identities for themselves for the benefit of the family, the labor market, and society at large. The feminine identity develops in all of its dimensions in a complementary and reciprocal relationship with men. Women contribute in a unique way to the stability of the family, to the workplace, to society, and to the common good. The varied and multifaceted roles of women in society should be respected without discrimination, violence, or exploitation, and as part of the Millennium Challenge. Motherhood and maternity have intrinsic and irreplaceable worth and dignity. In the modern-day world, women who are mothers are now facing unprecedented discrimination in the West because of their motherhood status. Motherhood empowers women. It is an asset for women in the workplace, and it benefits society as a whole. Motherhood and a woman's dedication to her family is not a hindrance to her personal or intellectual development. To the contrary, motherhood strengthens women and helps them to more fully develop their feminine identity. A woman's work in her home and her dedication to her family as a priority creates clear social and economic benefits for society. True liberation of women includes respect for their right to freely choose on their own terms, their own path, and their role as a women. Therefore, we demand the universal recognition of the dignity and worth of the feminine identity and a true equality between men and women, with the full respect of the reciprocal and complementary roles. 2. The establishment of international policies that protect the rights of women who freely choose to dedicate their time to their family, as well as policies that facilitate the reconciliation of work and family life. 3. The establishment of policies that fully recognize the importance and value of women's work in the home and their contributions to the family, and recognize as a profession a woman's full-time dedication to their family. 4. The creation of international policy framework for the protection of working women who have children, or who desire to have children, who may be part-time or full-time mothers, in order to protect them from discrimination. 5th and last, the universal prohibition of commercial surrogate motherhood, recognizing that surrogacy violates the dignity of both the surrogate mother and the child, and it is a new form of exploitation of women and trafficking in persons that relegates children to the status of marketable commodities. Thank you for your attention, and with that, I conclude my intervention.
Thank you, Ms. Peña, for sharing with us this manifesto. I believe it's being passed through the room, and we encourage NGOs to take a good look at this and see if this is something that they can join. Before we move on, I want to, a couple of items of housekeeping here. We have supposedly, I think, given to everyone one of our bright yellow bags we're so fond of as a remembrance of this day, and we hope you all have one. There are a few more on the back of the room. We also have something we want to share with you that our volunteer should be passing out as you leave today. Because of the strong interest that we've noticed here at the CSW on these issues, we have lined up, we had a caucus, the UN Family Rights Caucus last week. The day of the storm, we had our caucus, even though we only had about 40 people there, but we did have it, and it was very, very productive. So we decided to line up another caucus, and tomorrow, from 4 to 6, we will have this happening, where we can share more about these issues, perhaps go more of a conversational type of I'm reminded that one of the great things we will be doing is to take a really real-life look, real-time look at what is going on in the negotiation. We have a lot of communications with delegates, and we will look at what the negotiations are leading to on the issues that we've talked about today, on the family issues and the things that we are being sharing today with you. The role of mothers, and we want this to be included in the document, clearly showing the uniqueness of the role of mothers. We now have had quite a great panel. I was touched by every one of them in some way, and I feel that we've been really, our time was well spent. There's a little time left though, so we want to perhaps go to a few questions from the floor. We are hoping that you will have questions. not statements, questions. So that is a difficult thing to stick to at the UN. We have a watch, so we will be watching, we will give you 90 seconds, and we hope that you will respect that time, otherwise we'll just do it for you. So now I will open the questions, and we will take maybe 3 questions, and then ask who in our panel would like to answer the bulk of these. So let's see, do we have any question here in the corner? The lady there, would you like to stand? And clearly, we don't need microphones. We are women, we know how to yell, right?
My question is directed to the President of Family Rights Caucus. My name is Carol Lucia. I'm a human rights lawyer from Nigeria. You said a country where kids were put in daycare, the GDP was going low. I wanted to know the name of the country.
Do you want to take 3 questions?
Yes.
We will answer that when we take 2 or 3 questions together.
And Her Excellency, the acting Prime Minister of St. Lucia, her speech was powerful. I heard you say that. If she did that in my country, Nigeria, she would be perceived as too intimidating. But I love her. I love her presentation. She inspires me, and she's my hero. So the barrister who inspired her. So I wanted to know, why is St. Lucia producing powerful women? The women we have on the panel from St. Lucia, do you have more women, the population strength? You have more women or more men in St. Lucia? Why is that? Why is that you're producing president? I love it. I want countries to follow your model.
Thank you. We've got your question. Okay. You're in middle school here. Okay. So we'll take another question. Just as brief. In the very back there.
Yes, my name is Nicolene Peck. I'm president of the Worldwide Organization for Women. And I completely agree with the panel, and I appreciate you so much for doing this very valuable event. I wanted to ask a question about education related to motherhood, because when I was a young girl, as I went through school, I got this very negative impression of motherhood, almost like, no, that's not as important as other things. And I just wonder how this concept, which is foundational to society, maybe should be addressed in the educational world for young girls.
Good one. Thank you, Nicolene. Okay, one question here in front.
Yeah. Very short question, thank you. My name is Joy, as you know. Where is male responsibility in all of this?
Okay, maybe we could just stop at these 3 questions and turn them over. There was one directly for Mrs. Slater, so we'll let her.
I'd be happy to share if anybody after. I don't like, as an NGO, we don't like to get in making countries look bad. So I'm happy to share with you after. Just didn't want to do it publicly.
That's very diplomatic. So why is St. Lucia producing such powerful women?
I think the Minister for Gender.
We have a power struggle here.
Allow my colleague to go first.
I don't even have to answer this question because I explained to you how it was when we started. I mean, the first woman who started in 1974, when she got on the platform, she was slapped by a man because she had no right to be on the platform. That's where we started. And when we came in 1997, it was myself and another young lady. She was 21 years at the time. You would know her. She just finished her stint as the ambassador for solutions to the UN. She was just before His Excellency Honorable Minister Mbali. She ran with me at that time, and we both broke it. in 1997. And since then, we've had a plethora of women running, and I have to say, we just don't let them shut us up. Let's put it that way.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. Is microphone on? Alicia. Thank you for the question. That is a very, very good question. Wow. Can I dovetail my response with what my dear friend just asked? Where are the men in all of this? I grew up in a household where I was not sure that there was any explicit gender differentiation. So I don't know that I necessarily was exposed to things that girls should do as opposed to things that boys should do, which is why this gendered analysis of professions is so dangerous, because it imposes or instills notions of male dominated fields and female dominated fields, the latter being perceived as weak, cheaper, not so adequately recognized, etc. So you understand the dichotomy. That's from a very personal standpoint. But from a cultural standpoint, I think we have some strong matriarchs in our society. I mean, the women, whether we perceive them in the professional or in the domestic sphere, but they demonstrate such strength of character. I can see that, I mean, if we just glance at the cultural landscape, I think we see that a lot. But from an organizational standpoint, I must say, I value